staff, and honored guests for the Crescent School Memorial Day observance. Today we will learn about Memorial Day and recognize the men and women serving in our armed forces. We want to publicly thank our veterans and those currently serving in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Before we begin today's program, Boy Scout Troop 165 will post the colors and we will sing the the Pledge of Allegiance, followed directly by the playing of the national anthem by the President of School Day. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day as a remembrance for those who died in our nation's service. It is difficult to say when Memorial Day actually began, as many towns across America were decorating graves and gathering to honor the war dead before the end of the Civil War. Even though President Lyndon B. Johnson declared its official birthday in 1966.
It is not really important who started Memorial Day while it was established. It is important that it was established as a day of coming together to honor those who gave their all, to help educate and remind Americans of the true meaning of Memorial Day. The National Moment of Remembrance resolution was passed in 2000, which asked that people set aside a time to pause from their busy lives for a moment of silence to reflect and honor those who have given their all in service to their country. Let us participate in a moment of silence to think about why Memorial Day is set apart to honor the memory of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
flag was written by George M. Cohan in 1906, originally written for his musical, George Washington Jr. The marching tune and rhyming lyrics remind us to have pride in our country and to say to the American flag, "Forever in peace may you wave." Please turn to the back of your program, stand, and join us in singing Your Grand Old Flag.
Every Memorial Day, people around our country pause to reflect on our country and those who have served in our military. Many families place flags outside their homes, and we pay tribute to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice by placing an American flag at their gravesites. But many never even stop to ask the question, why does America salute the red, white, and blue? On June 14, 1777, in Philadelphia, the Marine Committee of the Second Congress adopted a resolution that read, resolved that the flag of the United States of America be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. And with these words, the stars and stripes were born. A flag expert from the American Legion named Mike Buss says that the most obvious reason for the flag's colors is that they were taken from the fact that our heritage comes from England and the Union Jack of England. They come from the three colors our founding fathers had been exposed to during their lifetime, as seen on the flag of England.
In 1986, President Ronald Reagan provided this interpretation of the colors on Old Glory. Red stands for courage and the readiness to make the ultimate sacrifice in service to country. White for pure intentions, freedom, and high ideals. And blue for vigilance and justice. In 1977, the House of Representatives wrote that the star is a symbol of the heavens and the stripe is symbolic of the rays of light emanating from the sun. And now, will you all please rise and join in singing America?
At this point in the program, we would like to recognize all those who have served or are currently serving in the military and thank you for your service. Please stand if you are a veteran or are in active duty in the United States military. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you to Mrs. Cousteau's class for a beautiful song. Music plays such an integral part of our lives. It pumps us up. It can make us cry and bring back memories. As Americans, we can trace our history back through memories, through music and song. The triumphs and the struggles. And today we sing and listen to those songs as a way to remember. Take a second to think of all the places you see our flag. You see them around us here today. Maybe you thought of one in your classroom, or in front of our school, or maybe in your favorite stadium, or that gigantic flag outside the car dealership on your way to Concord. Your grand old flag, as Spencer shared, as to who and why it was written. The original lyrics for this perennial George M. Cohen favorite came, as Cohen later explained, from an encounter he had with a Civil War veteran who fought at Gettysburg. The two men found themselves next to each other, and Cohen noticed the vet had carefully folded the rag, old flag. The man reportedly then turned to Cohen and said, "She's a grand old rag." Cohen thought it was a great line and originally named his tune, "You're a grand old rag." So many groups and individuals objected to calling the flag a rag. Then, he gave them what they wanted and switched the words, renaming the song, "You're a Grand Old Flag." It was the first song from a musical to sell over 1 million copies of sheet music. It was the let it go of its time. Now think about the most beautiful places you've seen. Maybe it was the sunset over the lake, or the mountains view after you got off the chairlift, or when you walked into Fenway Park for the first time. Catherine Lee Bates described her inspiration for writing America the Beautiful, the poem that would evolve into one of the nation's most best-loved patriotic songs. During, as Jagger shared, a summer trip to Pikes Peak in Colorado in 1893. They made the ascent by prairie wagon. At the top of the mountain, Bates later wrote, she was inspired by the sea-like fertile country. Under those ample skies, and opening lines of the hymn floated into my mind. While Bates was initially surprised by the poem's success, she later reflected that its enduring hold as it has upon us, our people, is clearly due to the fact that Americans are at heart idealists with a fundamental faith in human brotherhood. Think of an emotion in the places we hear the Star-Spangled Banner. I think of that Olympian athlete whose pride of representing our country stands on that podium watching our flag as the melody symbolizes the opportunity, the determination, and the perseverance. By the dawn's early light on September 14, 1814, Francis Scott Key peered through a spyglass and spotted an American flag still waving over Baltimore's Fort McHenry. After a fierce night with British bombardment and a patriotic passion, the man called Frank Key by family and friends penned the words, "The Star-Spangled Banner." In a verse of the song, it was just sung, on foreign land, in a foreign town, some were giving their all right now, taking that risk for you and me, making sure that we stay free. Can't say enough to those serving us. In God we trust. Those risks away from the comfort of home that our servicemen and women fought so we can enjoy, explore, play, and go after our dreams makes it clear that freedom is not free. And this weekend we take time to remember that men and women gave their lives for us. Our 35th president, John F. Kennedy, said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not the utter of words, but to live by them. So this Memorial Day and all other days, be reflective of those who made it possible. Freedom is not free, but you can pay it forward by enjoying the view a little longer Continue to go after your dreams and sing a little louder.
The story of how America the Beautiful was written can be told over and over again. It was inspired by the view that schoolteacher Captain Lee Bates saw from the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado. As she looked at the beauty all around her, she felt a thrill of being an American. Let us all join in singing America the Beautiful, printed on the back of your program.
December 30th, 1971 at Huggins Hospital, attended Carpenter Elementary, was in the first class to graduate from the new middle school, and attended Kingswood Regional High School. While in Kingswood, he was active in Boy Scouts, ultimately attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. After high school, he attended Hesser College, receiving a degree in criminal justice. Upon graduation, Mr. Lucas entered the United States Army and served for 8 years. After leaving the Army, he entered into the United States Air Force and served another 4 years. He is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom of the Second Iraq War. Please welcome Mr. James Lucas.
Crescent Lake School, thank you very much for this privilege and honor to speak to you today. The military, that brings fear to every one of your parents' hearts. The simple fact that you may want to enter that terrifies them. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Guess what? You're doing the same job they're doing, only in a uniform. Some things that you need to understand. It's a brotherhood. All these men and women over here who have served, who have joined us today, thank you for your service. They've done something special. They've set aside a portion of their life to serve the better of the country, the good, to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. So I just want to say thank you. One of the things I want to remind you, our previous war was horrendous. It was never very good. It wasn't fun. But a lot of people are going to talk to you about the reasons for it. They're going to tell you about weapons of mass destruction. They're going to talk about oil. I don't know about any of that. My problem, and the reason one of my guys we went into it for, was to protect little kids. Little kids couldn't go to school. Kids your age could not enter into a school, could not play in their own background for fear of being hurt or killed. Think about that. You can't do anything. You have to stay inside because you're scared, because you may not be the right religion or the right color. Remember that. It's important. You're going to have a lot of good times and bad times in the military. More good than bad. The thing I want to leave with you is it's just like a regular job. You go to work, you do your job, you come home, you call your family, you watch TV, you play video games, you talk with your friends. It's nothing to be scared of. I would encourage anyone who wants to go in. I did 12 years. As long as I was in the school, I was in the military. And I miss it to this day. Thank you very much for your time.
In Flanders Field, a poem by John McCrae is the most enduring memory the world has of the war to end all wars because of its beautiful imagery and message. McCrae used vivid word pictures to express the idea of death.
Poppies are used in the poem because they really do grow in Flanders Field, and their bright red color symbolizes the blood of our fallen soldiers buried in the field. Flanders Field is a military cemetery in Belgium. Buried in the cemetery are the bodies of 368 members of the armed forces who died in World War I.
In Flanders Field, the poppies grow between the crosses, row on row, that marks our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below.
We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field.
Take up our quarrel with foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep though poppies grow in Flanders Field.